Hello, it's August 4th, 2016, and I have this Piney News update for you from the Pine Barrens again in that area we were at before when I did that little Piney Power show here at Deer Park by Edgewood. And this Piney News update basically is to bring you that the list of cuts has come out. Suffolk County has released a list of the routes that they will be eliminated come early October. And this is the list. S71, 7DE, S35, S90, 5A, 1B, 10A, 10D, 10E. Those are the routes that they will be eliminating. I have to say, I think they're making some mistakes because the S71 carries 150 people a day. That may not seem like a lot, but that's more than a lot of the other routes, and they should keep that. And some routes are missing from this list that they should cut, like the 6B, like the S76. As well as the 1A. So those are three routes that should be cut, and I think the S71 and the S90 should stay. And even the 5A, because the 5A serves those senior communities. There's going to be no bus for them now, and people, take that bus. The S90, West Hampton and Quogue will now lose their only bus route, and that's going to leave people stranded in that area now. And I won't be able to show you Quogue Wildlife Refuge, which I want to show you. I guess I'm going to have to get there before October. And as far as the other routes, the 10D and 10E also serve Quogue. They'll be eliminated. They carry very few people, unfortunately. And that part of the problem with those routes is that they don't. If the 10E, if they went all the way down to the beach, they probably would get more people. But this could be just the beginning, because there could be more cuts next year if the state doesn't chip in more money to Suffolk County Transit. The state claims they don't want to spend any more money on Suffolk County Transit because the entire Suffolk County Transit ridership is 22,000 riders a day. Compare that to NICE, which is about 4 times that, which puts you around 85,000. You can see how the ridership's gone down. It used to be well over 100,000 with MTA Long Island Bus. So the county is broke. It's $78 million budget hole. I can't say that the county can afford to spend any more money on the buses. They do spend nearly $35 million on their bus system here. I really do think, because of the county's fiscal crisis, that the state needs to chip in. John Flanagan has proven to be an asshole. All right, he pretty much told the county you get lost. He doesn't care if you take the bus. So give this guy a call, because he's part of the reason why the county ain't getting more funding. I have his phone number and I have his picture up on the screen. Give him a call. I'll put his email in there. Tell him that the state needs to do a little more to help Suffolk County. Now, I'm not saying all these routes need to stay, but it's clear that Suffolk County Transit does need more money to run. The other option would be raising the fares on Suffolk County Transit. I think that the fares should be raised to $2.75 at Suffolk County Transit, and the transfer fee needs to be eliminated. So by doing those two things, it'll be a little bit of a reward, which will help the riders. Now they won't have to pay for transfers. At the same time, there'll be more revenue going into the fare box, so there'll be less of a budget gap. These are things the ideas that could be discussed. There are meetings and hearings in September, which I urge you to go to. The links will be below. I'm going to try to go to them as well. I think this is bullshit. All right. I think that some routes can be eliminated. You can check out my Suffolk County Transit Changes video of some of the ideas I would make. But by eliminating the S90 and the S71 and the 5A, you're actually leaving people. There are no alternatives for those routes. So you're leaving people stranded and at the mercy of price gouging taxis, which apparently is the trend here on Long Island. They want to get rid of the buses. They want to get rid of us poor people, and they want to make sure that it's only for the rich and the illegals they hire, because the illegals are just going to drive around. If I went and I got a car and I didn't have a driver's license and I drove around, I'd get arrested. But they can drive around, nothing happens to them. And that's what they're going to do, And this is how they're forcing us out. So we've got to fight this. This is our island. This is our beautiful island here. And I'm not going to let them get away with cutting our buses, making us sacrifice, while the richest people on Long Island don't feel anything. It's not right. It's not right, and it needs to change. So we need to really get together and work together, because it does not seem like people on Long Island want to work together. And this is part of the reason why we're losing the battle right now. But I really do believe if we join together and fight against this endgame that the politicians are trying to do in cahoots with the rich to try to drive us out, if we join together, we can win the war. All right? We really do need to work together. All right? So, again, Newsday articles below. Contact the state. contact the county. Obviously, the county's not going to be able to cough up any more money, but at least maybe they could change some of the lists. I'm going to actually point them to my Suffolk County Transit Changes video, and they can take a look at that, because I really do think that more needs to be done here. Obviously, I don't think what they're doing here is the wisest thing, because some of these routes don't have alternatives. If you're going to eliminate a route, the two things it needs to have: low ridership and an alternate. All right, some of these routes don't have that, and now you're leaving these people stranded at the mercy of taxis, and the taxis are going to be loving it, ripping people off. They're legalized thieves. They rip people off, and you hear on the news every once in a while about taxi drivers getting held up. That's why people desperate to get places are going to do things like that, and the county better be prepared to spend more on police, because people are going to do that. And also, people who do with disabilities will choose to use the SCAT service, which doesn't seem to be having any cuts. So that costs the county more to provide than a fixed route. So I think some of these changes are foolish. Anyway, that's it for this Piney News Update. Take it easy.